Shalom, Kol Halal, Yahweh Shemi Al Shabbat, Shemakal Kodash, double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of the great millstone, even the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers that pushing the word in truth and in sincerity, the whole full tabernacle of David. I'm brother slash elder Yashawan. Shalom and salutations to you all. Okay, so real quickly, the long game. What is the long game? What Esau is doing? He's trying to make us Islamicists. Esau sent Vocab Malone out to paint us as Islamist. They started this a long time ago with Farrakhan, with who came before Farrakhan? That whole nation of Islam. What? How do you make Negroes the target? Well, you get a sellout. You teach them that somehow they're Arabic and that they should be worshiping Allah instead of Yahweh Shemi Hawashai. That's the setup. The setup goes way back. How long has the Nation of Islam being forced on Jake right here in America? That's how long they've been planning to make us into Islamicists. Okay, so what do we see right now? We see Nate suddenly posing with Farrakhan. Okay, 2 Corinthians 2 and 11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Listen to what Glenn Beck is lurking. Nobody's paying attention to Glenn Beck, okay? But see, Glenn Beck got kicked off the air a long time ago for doing what? For bringing out that Gad, or Israel. Remember that? See, so these people, Tucker Carlson shook hands with the elder apostle Tahar. Okay, you have to consider how these people, what role they're playing in the bigger scheme of things. Okay, what is the big scheme of things? They're going to scare everybody with what they started this campaign against Ishmael. How many? You understand? If we go back to the Pike Massini letter, right? What is it explaining? How they're going to come against Islam, how they're going to come against the Arabs, right? Well, at the same time they're doing that, they're making us the Arabs. Okay, the Nation of Islam. How do you Negroes become the Nation of Islam? And they're able to attach all the years and years and years of Islamophobia and what they've done to the Arabs. They demonized them for the last 50, 60 straight years, right? And they get to just pin that willy-nilly on you so-called African American. How? Everybody's afraid of a towel head. How does that get pinned on Jake like this?
We're talking to Chip Roy about the Islamification of Texas and the United States.
See how they're coming after you, Jake. Oh, how they got anything there? The Nation of Islam. The Nation of Islam has nothing to do with Arabs. It has nothing to do with Ishmael. It has to do with you stupid ass niggas. You fucking Judas goats. You can't see this thing a mile away with what, it's a new day, vocabulary. You can't see this shit?
Going to be done. A new attitude from Governor Greg Abbott yesterday, and a new proclamation that came out and said enough is enough on CARE and the Muslim Brotherhood. We're going to deem them terrorist organizations. We were just talking about
the Nation of Islam.
What's happening with the Ten Commandments. And before we switch here, one more thing on this Muslim thing.
Here it is. We support the Ten Commandments in the ancient Hebrew, but they're going to be able to force Islam on us. Like that's what we've been out there preaching. You see what vocab is doing? Here it is. We stand for the Ten Commandments, but somehow we're going to be flipped out there pushing Sharia law. Watch. That's what they're going to have the men of the Lord out there reciting the Sharia law in a deep fake.
In schools, we can't have the 10 Commandments, Chip. However, at Liberty High School in the Frisco ISD in Texas, they now have prayer rooms for Islamic prayers.
Any Negro with a turban on his head or a Mitri pushing the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushua will be deemed, right, that you're pushing Sharia law.
How is it we can't have the 10 Commandments in Texas, but the Frisco ISD public school, Liberty High School, can have prayer rooms?
How is it that we can fully back the 10 Commandments and have been for 18 years on the street, but you're going to be able to flip it and make it seem like that we're in favor of Islam? How is that possible? AI, deep fake, whatever else robots you got.
Nobody says anything.
Well, first of all, this is the double standard of the left, but let's take a step back. What you just said out loud. Frisco, Texas. Frisco. My daughter was born in Frisco, Texas.
Here we go.
Has now got Islamic.
My daughter was born in whatever comes out of your mouth. So you can say whatever you want to. You fucking slick devil.
Rooms. Okay? That should concern you. That should be troubling to everybody. And by you, I mean the listeners out there, like in Texas listeners. And yes, this 10 Commandment case, it's judicial activism. The Supreme Court has upheld the ability to have the 10 Commandments displayed in public forum. Again, the 10 Commandments sits on the grounds at the Texas Capitol. A case, like I said, that Ted Cruz litigated as Solicitor General, working for then Attorney General Greg Abbott, Governor Rick Perry, and we won that case. And I think we will be able to win.
How? How is it that Islam can be uplifted in prayer rugs and private, and they're blaring it in different cities, call to prayer and all of that? How is that? But then you can't have the 10 Commandments. Somebody's doing that. Why are they doing it? Because they know who the real Christians are. They know who the men of the Lord. They know what is about to happen on U.S. soil. And they're trying to confuse you one last time, right? And they're going to call you the Nation of Islam, and now you're terrorists. I'm going to keep this short, okay? Who are they after? What is all of this about? What is this Sharia law? What is this Islam thing? Why did they dispatch vocab Malone? Him that rebuketh, where? In the gate. Who's that? The prophets of Yahweh Shem. So this is a trap. Okay? It's a snare. Amos 5 and 10. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate. And they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. This isn't the one that I want. Set a snare. A trap. What is it? Oh, that's a offender for rebuketh in the gate. Isaiah 29:21. That make a man an offender for a word. Anti-shem. And lay a snare for who? For him that reproveth, rebuke, reprove, in the gate the prophets, and turn aside the just for a thing of none. Who's going to make a man an offender for? This goddamn devil is. He's going to try. For the ruthless will vanish, the mockers will disappear, and all who look for evil will be cut down. Let's look at that. What is it? 20. Isaiah 29 and 20. The terrible one. Who's that? Esau. Okay. So, yeah. Who makes a man an offender for a word? The terrible one. The nation of Edom. Okay. They lay a snare, a trap for who? For the prophets of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay. They hate us for the work that we do, for exposing what they're really up to. They're slapping a big label on all of us. We ain't got nothing to do with no Quran or no Sharia law or no caliphate. You understand? We frown on Ishmael. That's our enemy too. So they'll be trying to lump us together with them. Start with Vocab Malone and Minister Lewis Farrakhan. Judas go.
A case when it goes up and is no doubt and is being challenged in the Fifth Circuit, and then likely if the Supreme Court were to look at it. But I think the Fifth Circuit will side with past precedents and say that we can have the Ten Commandments. But look, we've got to decide who we are as a people, and we've got to start acting like.
Haven't you decided, Salaki? Haven't you decided who you are as a people? You're Nick Fuentes now. You were Donald Trump. That failed. Now you're Nick. Who will you be next? Who's going to be more radical than Nick Fuentes, take it to the next level and say, let's just go kill all niggers? Because Nick is afraid to say that.
Because this nation has been blessed because we are a Judeo-Christian people.
I'm going to end on that right there. Here's why you're blessed right there. Job 9. Wisdom and knowledge. See, when a motherfucker just tells an outright lie, you can cut it in half with the truth. Job 9 and 24, the earth is given to these fucking devils. Here, this is why you're on top, nigga. You ain't got nothing to do with it. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. By Yahweh Shem Yahushua, he covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Okay. Anyway, with that, we see what you're doing a long way back, you fucking devil. Anyway, good luck with that. With that, we hope the electorate edified your brother and feast to show.